They say some toys are never meant to be opened, and some forests never forget. On certain nights, when the wind whispers through ancient trees, a soft crying can be heard near the edge of an old Indian forest. Villagers believe it comes from a forgotten toy box hidden inside a village erased by fear. This is the story of two brave children, a cursed doll and a witch who ruled the shadows. At the edge of that ancient forest stood a small Indian village where a boy named Aarav lived. He was brave and curious, with big dark brown eyes that noticed everything around him. Darkness made him uneasy, but his heart was stronger than his fear. Aarav's best friend was Meera, a smart and fearless girl with long black hair tied neatly into two braids. Where Aarav followed his heart, Meera trusted her sharp mind. Together, they were inseparable. One evening, as the sky glowed orange and purple, an old storyteller arrived in the village square. His voice trembled as he spoke about an abandoned village deep inside the forest. He told them about a massive banyan tree, a hidden toy box, and a witch bound to the shadows. Inside the toy box, he said, was a wooden doll that still cried for help. The villagers listened in silence. Aarav's heart raced with excitement, while Meera felt her curiosity grow stronger. The next morning, believing it to be a harmless adventure, their parents allowed them to explore, warning them to return before sunset. Aarav wore his light blue kurta, and Meera's red dupatta fluttered behind her as they entered the forest. The air grew colder with every step. Tall trees blocked the sunlight, shadows danced on the forest floor, and strange bird calls echoed all around them. It felt as if the forest was watching. After hours of walking, they reached a silent clearing. Cracked mud houses stood covered in vines, frozen in time. At the center rose a massive banyan tree, its hanging roots like twisted fingers touching the ground. Aarav shivered and whispered that the place felt alive. Meera examined the carvings on the walls and realized the village was not abandoned but sealed away long ago, inside one of the huts. Beneath layers of dust and cobwebs, they found a large, ornate wooden box. When they opened it, cold air rushed out. Inside lay a single wooden doll with chipped paint and one cracked glass eye. Suddenly, the doll's eye flickered with a faint blue light. Aarav pulled his hand back in fear. A cold whisper filled the hut, crawling through the shadows. But Aarav froze as the voice spoke of a curse, a witch bound to the banyan tree, and a doll named Raju trapped between worlds. The doll trembled and whispered for help. Shadows stretched across the walls, and the temperature dropped sharply. The banyan witch was waking up. Meera quickly grabbed Aarav's hand and remembered the legend. She said the witch controlled shadows and feared light. Aarav turned on the small lantern he carried, and the darkness hissed as it pulled back. The doll spoke again in a tiny voice, explaining that the witch fed on fear. Raju had once been a young boy from the village, trapped by the witch when the villagers broke a promise of kindness. The witch had once been a guardian spirit of the forest, but loneliness and betrayal twisted her heart. To break the curse, they would need courage, truth, and compassion. As dusk fell, the forest transformed into a maze of illusions. Whispers copied their parents' voices, shadows tried to separate them, and paths twisted endlessly. Aarav fought his fear of darkness, holding the lantern high, while Meera noticed patterns in the trees and guided them forward. Together, they refused to give up. At last, they reached the banyan tree. Shadows burst outward as the banyan, which appeared tall and terrifying, with ash-grey skin and glowing green eyes. She declared that fear was her kingdom. Aarav stepped forward, trembling but brave, and said they were not there to fight. Meera held up Raju and reminded the witch of the promise she once made to protect the innocent. Raju began to glow with a warm, golden light and spoke words of forgiveness. The witch screamed, not in anger, but in sorrow. Her shadow cracked, the banyan tree shook, and the darkness dissolved into light. The curse broke. Raju transformed into a peaceful spirit, smiled at the children, and thanked them before fading away. As dawn arrived, Aarav and Meera walked back home hand in hand. The forest felt calm again, and the abandoned village rested peacefully, its secrets finally laid to rest. They had faced their fears, saved a lost soul, and learned that courage and kindness are stronger than darkness. If you enjoyed this spooky adventure, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more brave and mysterious stories.